what's on everybody's mind tonight is the violence. What in the world is going on? Does this happen in any other country? Just walk into a classroom and shoot students? Like, why? It makes no sense. They say that he wasn't treated right in school, or they refused to graduate him or something. So go into the principal's office and take your revenge. Not on 6-year-olds. I don't know. And most of these school shootings were perpetrated by teenagers. Not people with difficult lives. Teenagers. What is going on? So I remember back in the 70s, in the 80s, the Rebbe was so urgent about having a moment of silence at the beginning of the school day in elementary school. The school day should officially begin with a moment of silence where the student is told to think about why he's in school and what is the purpose of, what is the picture of the future? What are you doing? Where are you going? Take a minute to think. Now, every child is going to ask that moment of silence. I'm supposed to think something. I don't know what to think. So they're going to ask their parents. The parents are going to have to stop and think. So as the Rebbe put it, you send your child to school with a lunch, send them to school with a thought. And I remember when the Rebbe spoke about it many, many times in the 80s, he spoke about it with such pain. And we marveled about it because in the Rebbe's community, none of the children go to public school. So it's really not the Rebbe's problem. It's not the Rebbe's responsibility. The Rebbe is talking about children who he has no responsibility for. It's not his community. It's not his people. And yet he spoke with such agony, with such emotion. And we thought, wow, what a love for children. But now I'm starting to think that the Rebbe saw this coming. And the tragedy after tragedy and the death after death after death of it pained him so much. Of course, the Rebbe wouldn't go for sensationalism. Nobody would have believed him anyway. If in the 80s he would have said there's going to be school shootings, mass murders of school children, nobody would have believed him. But the Rebbe was focused on the schools. Get morality into the school. So people said, that's not a school's job. Morality should come from the church or should come from the parents, not from the school. And the Rebbe said, yes, that would be nice. But it's not coming from parents and it's not coming from the church. And children spend the best part of their day in school. So to the children, If it's not part of school, it must not be important. So school has now taken on a role of significance that gives them, the schools, the ability to have more influence on the children than their family does. So instead of pushing it back to the parents, the school can afford to dedicate a minute at the beginning of the day without imposing. The teacher will not impose their personal morality or beliefs. It'll be a moment of silence. Each child will think something meaningful, something significant. And it'll bounce back onto the parents. The children will come to the parents and say, you have anything thoughtful? You have any idea about life that I should think during that moment of silence? And that'll force the parents to think. That's that rebound effect. Parents becoming thoughtful because their children demand it. So now, the Rebbe was generally 30 years ahead of events. The Rebbe actually told somebody that every project, everything he undertakes, he first works it out for the next 30 years. And if it makes sense for the next 30 years, then he'll do it. If not, he won't do it. This is really, it's, and then of course, all the debate is going to be, should we make stricter gun laws? Should we have more police in the schools? Should every teacher have a gun? This is siege mentality. This is like surrendering to immorality. There's going to be shootings. Let's see, should we all wear bulletproof vests in school? What are you doing? What are you saying? You're saying the shootings will continue, and the best we can do is shoot back? That means you have given up on morality. You forfeit. The only long-term solution: raise children who are horrified at the thought of murder. Of course, it would help to make violent games, electronic games, to make them illegal. It's illegal to poison the well. Why isn't it illegal to poison children's minds? So we've tried putting all sorts of limitations and rules on guns. And we should put rules and limitations on what you can put into your mind. The really sad thing is, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. The schools are going to introduce morality because it has to happen. It's the only solution, the only real solution. But when it happens, it will be so regrettable that we allowed it to take so long when it could have happened more quickly. So it's not a question of whether this is going to happen. It's only a question of when. So if it's going to happen, why not happen now? Hurry it up. What are we waiting for? If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there's a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it. I want to invite you to join us as VIPs, partners in our work, and join us also for a personal chat with other members of the VIP club. We talk about many things. There's an opportunity to ask, to respond, to make a comment, to meet the other supporters. And together we can really make a difference in Jewish life and in life in general. So join us. It's goodtoknow.org. Log in, call, make contact, and join us with the VIPs.